Will you or have you covered the porn or age gate filing from SCOTUS? Ooh, we might read that one because porn. I felt like the oral arguments were really good there for the plaintiffs too. So if they lost that case, damn, that's crazy. Fucking conservatives, bro. The small government. It's a 36-page opinion by Thomas. Oh, so I should kill myself. Wait, link me that ruling. Fuck it, actually, link me. I'm curious. Actually, we might read that one. Fuck it, link it. We've basically outlawed abortion in like, it feels like in almost half the country. And now I can't look at porn on my fucking cell phone. Hello, Florida. Hello, Florida. What did they say?
I'm Shreedaville. As you may know, your elected officials have required us to verify your age before granting you access to our website. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission, giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform...
What the fuck? How many states is this live in? It's like 6 or 7 states now, isn't it? Yeah, where's my small government land of the free? What the fuck? I thought they were just trying to ban porn in schools, not everywhere. What the fuck? Doesn't the malice play into the factor for fair use, like whether it's a substitution? I don't believe so, no. I don't think it's any of the 4 fair use factors, the malice part, I don't think. Wait, I thought somebody said it was a 30-page thing? This is 63 the same as 30? Am I crazy? Oh, Thomas's is 30. Well, who else is writing on this? Kagan dissenting. Also, where the fuck is Aella at? I remember her tweeting out, actually, a really good litmus test for freedom of speech in society is porn, because as long as porn is alive, people probably aren't going after freedom of speech too hard. Well, here we are.
Putting out a video 10 months. Yeah, Hutcher, I did. I think it's really hilarious to me that that entire community is so butt mad at me for putting out a video.
Yeah, we did. I think. Don't care. What is your argument against the liquor store analogy with checking ID? I think that, one, you don't get alcohol identification cards, so there's not that specificity of registration, number one. Number two, you're not stifling speech in any way. I don't think liquor production is a First Amendment issue or related to it even remotely. 1, 2, 3, I would argue there's a much more compelling public health interest there in IDing for alcohol. I'd probably go with those 3, I think. There's not an alcohol registry. There's a very compelling public reason, and you are, and you already have an ID card. Did I say those 3? Or wait, was there a different third one I had? Oh, it's not a First Amendment issue. Wait, did I say that? First Amendment issue, no public registry, strong public health argument. There you go. What about buying porn in a store? The ID for that too. Also can't use a third-party ID service, not just for porn. What about buying porn in a store? I think that there's a much stronger argument for IDing for porn in a store because you already do have an ID. Can't you just use a third-party ID service not just for porn? They're basically like created for, I feel like these got probably a billion times more popular. What should our ideal laws be surrounding porn? and under 18s consuming it as who the fuck cares? What happened to the, where is all the boomers of like, I don't need the government to watch my kids? Bro, what, some kid is gonna watch porn and what, his mind's gonna explode? Get the fuck out of here, bro. We decided that we could send 18-year-olds, okay, with rifles into battle and fucking murder each other. But if a 15-year-old watches some girl sucking some dude off, what, his mind is going to be corrupted and he's going to be incapable of functioning in society? Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Bullshit. Does this mean Reddit and Twitter will have to ban porn? I don't know how those websites get around it. Have you done more reading into Iran or the Ottomans lately? No, I need to do better at segmenting my stream time. That's what I really need to do. Just kind of flow with it. Wait, there is no shot that that's the law. That chatter is trolling. Photograph of the active user taken between the attempt to view content and the viewing of content using the same device to valid ID. Have to do this every 60 minutes in Tennessee. There is no shot that's a real law. Wait, really? Tennessee, 60 minutes law. The law will require that websites with 33% or more of their content deemed harmful to minors verify the age of each user who attempts to access the site every 60 minutes through uploading a state ID every 60 minutes or other means such as facial recognition, as well as retain 7 years of anonymized data on user access. What the fuck? Now look up Georgia? Wait, what? What is in Georgia? Georgia porn ID laws. Okay, this is just proposed right now. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry, fuck. Signed. It's also known as the Protecting Georgia's Children on Social Media Act. One of the items of this bill requires public websites with a substantial portion of material that is harmful to minors to use an age verification system. The most common form would be a submission of a government ID. This bill has some specific language defining material that is harmful to minors. It's more broad language. Wait, what is the actual law? Or what does it say? The thing that I thought was kind of crazy was that, I mean, like, usually these Supreme Court cases don't impact us, the rich white men of society, that much, you know? Like abortion, fuck them, okay? Handmaid's Tales, that's just more workers for the men in society. But the funny thing, listening to the oral arguments for the porn thing was, I actually did feel like a lot of those personally, I felt like those arguments were very true. Like one of the things that the plaintiffs brought up was it can create an incredibly chilling effect if you have to create a special registry for people that are consuming just one certain type of content. So, for instance, somebody brought up earlier, well, what about IDing for liquor? I use my identification card for that. I just have an ID. That's my driver's license. If I had to get an ID just for drinking alcohol, that would some people might be like, well, fuck, do I want the booze card? Now, alcohol doesn't have as much of a social stigma around it, so probably not a huge chilling effect. Probably would be some, though. right? Probably some, not much, but probably some. But like when it comes to porn stuff, right? There was, when the ban, I think, either first went into effect in Florida, when I first noticed it, like when you're sitting there, okay, cock in hand, and then your phone, and you click a link off Reddit, and it's like, we need you to go to this fucking website. Everything's like, no. Like, no? Do I want to take a picture of myself or upload an ID connected to like the website where I'm, you know, watching the stepsister stuck in the washing? Like, no, I think I'm good on that, actually. I think I'm good on that, Chief. I'm just gonna I'm gonna use my imagination, I guess. Like, I feel like the chilling effect there, I think, is much more real. I do think that a lot of people would be heavily discouraged from actually signing up for sites like that, because now you're creating basically a list of gooners. I don't want to be in the gooner list, right? I can't, like, fuck that, you know? Is it like this for all porn sites or just the mainstream ones? So that's the worst thing, is that it's like this for all porn sites. However, the reality is it's only going to be for porn sites that the US can touch and exercise jurisdiction over. So the reputable porn sites all have this, but if you go to a bunch of shady porn sites, they don't have this. So even though a lot of times corporations will say things and they're just kind of like protecting their own interests, and they are protecting their own interests here, there is some truth. And unfortunately, I know this personally now, there's a lot of truth to the fact that now the pornographic websites that you're driving people towards are going to be websites that are a lot more skeevy and shady. So for instance, anybody will know in the great goon apocalypse of 2014 or whatever, I don't know, when like it seems like 80% of the porn on the internet was deleted. What happened was, I believe all the major credit card companies started to stop supporting big porn sites because they were like, I think there's a lot of content here that could be minors, because they didn't verify the uploads on a lot of porn. And now all of your major porn websites, like your fuck, I don't even know all the major ones. What is it? Pornhub and Hub Porn and RedTube and X Hamster. That was one. X Videos. That's one. I think these are all major ones. Those websites, the big ones, will comply with government regulations because they want to be on the they want to be on the positive side of all of this stuff. They don't want to lose, you know, major credit card companies doing business with them or anything like that. But all the shady ones don't give a fuck because they're shady. They sell ad revenue, and they're hosted in other countries anyway. So, yeah. So you're driving more traffic to those websites, which is bad, I think. What about having a government OAuth verification that doesn't track or save individual websites, but just verifies the user is of age on the session or device they're going to do it? I mean, this just feels weird. I live in Tennessee, just got a NordVPN subscription, as it is less shady than giving random websites my information every hour. NordVPN. Yeah, you guys talk about VPNs, but my guess is going to be less than 5% of phone users would have any idea how to actually install a VPN. That's going to be a pretty exceptional tech thing. I know that probably like 80% of you guys can do it and you think it's really easy, but like the average person that uses a cell phone is fucking retarded, so. And the worst thing too is for you guys saying, oh, well, people will learn. If VPNs became too popular, it wouldn't surprise me if VPN started to become targeted by the government next. Destiny, those sites have higher proportions of models who may be trafficked underage in contracts that are much more abusive than the ones that MindGeek sites would have to comply with. Yes, I agree. Or some of those other websites might host revenge porn that is never able to be taken down because they don't respond to DMCA or lawsuit threats. You know, just saying. It's very fucking annoying. Yeah, I'm not even talking about Kiwi Farms there, but like shit like that would never be hosted on fucking Pornhub or any of those websites because you can get that taken down very easily. But on other shadier sites, you're fucked. Yeah. So it's annoying. I'm not even talking about Kiwi Farms right now. What's the legality of viewing porn containing minors on sites where you don't have the responsibility/liability to curate the content? What's the legality of viewing porn? I don't understand what you're saying. You don't curate content on sites where you are viewing the porn. Are you talking about the hoster who curates it? I don't think they have a responsibility legally to make sure the person isn't a minor if they're just a provider. I believe. Now, maybe that's changed legally, but I believe that's the case because that's why it was the credit card companies that ultimately pushed that big change and said, we're just not going to work with you guys anymore if you don't do verification. That came from the credit card companies, not from Congress, that pushed all of the... Somebody said MindGeek. Are they the ones who own all the big porn sites? Why they started changing that? How many people do you think pay for their porn? You know, I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that number is actually probably a lot higher now than it was 10 years ago. I bet the number has increased as more people use their phones and it's easier to just like click a button to buy a porn thing or whatever. To buy a porn. I don't know. I don't know. Is there like an OnlyFans app for your phone? There has to be. If there's not, that's $1 billion idea and they should give me money for that immediately. Apple doesn't allow smut apps? Oh, shit. Well, maybe not then. Never mind. Damn. I asked because I've seen porn on bot accounts on Twitter that definitely look too young, and I just report and move on, but did I do a federal crime is what I'm wondering. I mean, if you didn't even intend to consume it, probably not, but typically... Actually... I think you have to intentionally seek out or induce child pornography. I think? I don't remember. I don't know the laws. Go find it. Good luck. Or just don't consume porn of minors. Twitter has very, very, very weird fucking sections. Twitter has a lot of weird, unhealthy shit on it, though. I remember the eating disorder Twitter. Jesus Christ. Apple was forced to have a porn app. Damn! Why the fixation on phones? Are you jerking on public transport? I think everybody uses their phone for everything now. Some people don't even have like fucking computers and shit anymore. Heard it? I did not say it. That was a censored version. I remember the old internet when Reddit had CP and random comments. Jesus, what? There were no image embeds on the old Reddit, no? Unless it was like embedded into the website CSS. Jesus, what a world.